Dishonor! Dishonor on your whole family. Write this down. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. Welcome back to Hats Off Sorting.
I'm a little offended.
This is Ron.
This is Fred.
This is Peeves.
This is Luna.
This is Hermione.
And welcome back to Hats Off Sorting, the podcast where we sort your favorite characters from your favorite movies into Hogwarts houses. Spoiler warning, we are deep diving, as always, and content warning, we are all theoretical adults. We make no promises to watch our language.
Or the content of what we say.
Exactly, the content of what we're saying may be a mature theme. So today, we are discussing the animated classic, Mulan.
Yeah.
Mulan was released June 19th in 1998. It is set in ancient China. I don't think they ever specify where exactly until they get to the capital where the emperor lives. And it's a great movie. Fantastic. I love this movie. I watched it like a jillion times growing up.
So let's get down to business.
To discuss Mulan. All right, where are we going?
Okay.
Bam.
So we are starting, of course, with the titular character, Fa Mulan. And I just want to, because we're talking about this movie and it is based off actual people, just throw out there, too, that Hua Mulan was an actual person. She was a female warrior from the northern and southern dynasties from the 4th to 6th century AD of Chinese history. According to legend, Mulan takes her aging father's place in conscription for the army by disguising herself as a man. After prolonged and distinguished military service against nomadic hordes beyond the northern frontier, Mulan is honored by the emperor but declines a position of high office. She retires to her hometown where she is reunited with her family and reveals her gender, much to the astonishment of her comrades. She is based off a real person, and it has been set. It's a lot of things that have been turned into ballads and mythology and stuff like that. But it has been theorized that she ended up defecting and joining the Mongols because they were fine with female warriors. And, they had female captains. And so she ended up fighting in real life and also getting a girlfriend, which is cool.
Hey.
Yeah. So, but that's just a little bit of background about this character because, that's kind of cool. So now we are talking about the Disney version of Fa Mulan.
A very different version.
Which is a super awesome story that I just found out and also makes sense because her horse's name is Khan. And wasn't that the name of the Mongol emperor or something?
That was the name of a
Warlord.
Was he Mongolian? He was one of those tribes, those like border tribes.
Yeah, I think
Genghis Khan was
Mongolian.
There we go.
He was Mongolian?
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Yeah, he wasn't a Hun specifically.
He was a chief.
But he was a Mongolian warlord for sure. More specifically, I don't remember.
I have to look it up.
It just sounds like a super awesome,
I just
sneaky
know-
little
I just remember that he conquered a lot. He had a lot of kids, so there's a lot of his DNA all over that continent.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So anyways, Mulan. I struggle with Mulan.
I do too.
I have two places I want to put her.
Same.
Like,
okay, I'm just gonna say it. The one that I have written down is Gryffindor.
I went Griff. She fits the bill for three of them in my mind because she's very
Yeah.
brash like a Gryffindor, but she also was very sneaky like a Slytherin, but she did it all for her family like a Hufflepuff.
And she's fucking smart like a Ravenclaw. I'm telling you, literally
She
all
is,
four of them.
actually.
She is
Yeah.
a
Clever.
very well-rounded
So I'm like, I don't know.
warrior, and that kind of makes sense because she's a freaking warrior.
Which that
She
exactly.
is.
So how do we want to do this? So we see how she acts in the movie a lot, right? But I want to start off with this one just digging into her reasoning. Why does she do what she does?
She does it for her family. She does it for her father.
Exactly.
But that also falls into Slytherin,
Yes, it does.
in which they do everything, they will do anything for the
Them
people
For
that
their
they
people.
love.
Yep.
Yeah.
I loved too the little moment when she's being carted off to the matchmaker and the old men are playing Go and she's just like, oh, you need to do this.
This, and that, and you win.
She doesn't even tell them. She just does it.
She just
She's
does it.
just putting her hand in
yeah.
someone else's game. Like, whoa.
That's a very Slytherin thing to do.
Yeah,
It's also a very
well,
Ravenclaw thing to do.
It's a
That's
very
also
Ravenclaw. I
fair.
feel like it's
Yeah. Exactly.
Also
I
true.
feel like it's more Ravenclaw
However, we're
thing.
also forgetting that Gryffindors have their pride, to take care of. And that's also a very
See,
doing it for your
I-
family, doing it for the pride, doing it to take care of your own.
Yeah. I don't really see her as super prideful though.
I don't think she's super prideful. She
No.
humbled herself a couple times in
Not
this
at
movie.
all.
She is very brave and courageous, though.
Right. Like she obviously freaking going in for her father to a war
Okay,
as a woman.
Where if they found out who she was, she
Literally
would
not knowing anything and
Right.
knowing very well that there's a death sentence at the other side.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
it was
let's
a
talk
suicide mission.
specific like instances.
Again, like those core, like I feel like a lot of the things we discuss are mostly like, what do they do in those moments where they need to act fast and respond quickly?
She was willing to marry off and be miserable for the rest of her life for her family.
You're talking about those moments, those like split second moments of decisions.
Like
when
what-
her split second moment of decision was a really fucking clever plan to blow up the avalanche behind.
Yeah,
rather
that's
than
also
Right,
where I
that's
get
what I'm thinking
Ravenclaw.
of.
That's very Ravenclaw.
Because if she wanted the glory for herself or like to make sure that he's dead, like just fucking take out the head of the snake, and
Aim right at
that's
him.
it. But that would have put everyone else at risk.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that she initiated a whole avalanche to she probably took out some of her people as well, but she wiped out the Hun army.
Yeah, she literally wiped out an entire army.
She also did, though, because, again, it's core values and core motivations. We already talked about she went to war for her father in a war that she wasn't even supposed to be in. She also still tried to warn them. She could have said, fuck all y'all
She did.
for being
Yes.
an ass to me. She went back and tried to warn them, went to her people and tried to warn them, still came back to when the emperor was attacked. She could have been like, you turned me away twice now. And she still went back again and was like, I've got a plan. I got this.
I feel like we're going between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw.
I
Yes?
think so. I think we're kind of going back and forth.
I have one more moment for Ravenclaw. When she was running away from Homeboy, she looked over, saw the fireworks, and was like, I have an idea.
True.
And formulated that plan whilst running and fighting for her life.
Well, even when they infiltrated like the castle, like they dressed up the dudes, the soldier
Split-second
friends.
decisions.
That was
all
hysterical. That was
extremely
so funny.
clever.
Yeah, she just has very elaborate ideas that are on the spot. I mean,
Yeah, for
goddamn.
sure.
Yeah.
I definitely see Ravenclaw.
I
Yeah.
see a lot
I'm
of Ravenclaw.
seeing Ravenclaw. I'm definitely seeing Ravenclaw a lot more.
She did too, though. She was like, she could have been given a really important position in the government, and she said, no, I want to go home. I want to go to my family.
Oof.
Right.
Yeah, that's also fair. I feel like a Ravenclaw would have thought through and be like, I can accept this job and be like, hey, can I bring my family in?
Yeah.
There's room out here in the.
I feel like she's very clever, but I think her core values and the core beliefs of her heart are
Or her
really
family.
Are
her
her family
family
and her
and her
friends.
loyalty to her family and to her country as well.
That's also true. Country and then all of her comrades whose lives she saved multiple times throughout this movie.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards Hufflepuff, definitely.
I think she's an extremely smart Hufflepuff.
That I'm not against that. That's actually very. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, because she also doesn't mind getting into a fight, and Hufflepuffs will kick your ass if they need to.
Yes,
Yeah.
they will.
I mean, I guess she's just basically the Hermione of Hufflepuff.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Essentially,
so.
like, if that exists, then I'm kind of more happy with, because I definitely just see, like, again, I think that values and the way that you handle things, they are two very different things, and I don't feel like they should go against each other. I think we should, take them together, and that's why I see a lot of that. Ravenclaw is just her mind, how quickly her mind works, and the way that she uses that to take care of her family.
Which is true.
Yes, which is very true, and she's very, very smart. But like the more we're talking about it, she doesn't value knowledge the way she values herself, or
She's
her family,
extremely
her
smart.
loyalty, her
Yeah.
country.
Okay.
Because, like, I see a lot of Newt Scamander in her, where he is extremely smart and clever in a fight. The level of magic that man uses in the movies that we see him in is
true.
extremely high-level magic, and he uses it on the spot, knows what he's doing, but his
He
core...
also has
Yeah.
like tons and tons of knowledge of all the animals.
all
and
the animals.
creatures.
Yeah.
But his core value is still puts him in Hufflepuff, and I think I see a lot of that in Mulan, where like
Okay.
she's smart, she has the knowledge, and she can use it on a fight, but her core value is taking
Yeah.
care of her loyalties.
What are remember the weights that Shang kind of puts as a roadblock to getting the arrow? What did he say they were?
Honor and discipline.
Honor and discipline. Yeah.
I'm leaning towards her being like one of the smartest Hufflepuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into
down
it.
I
for
think I
that.
agree.
I'm really into it, actually.
All right. So then, Fa Mulan. So next we are talking about, and there's a reason we're talking about this guy next. He's not really a main character. We're talking about the Emperor of China.
Okay.
And the reason is because this is the other character in this movie that is very heavily based off of a real person. He is based, forgive my pronunciation, he is based off of Qin Shi Huang, who is the founder of the Qin dynasty and the first emperor of a unified China. So from 247 to 221 BC, he was Zhang, king of Qin. He became China's first emperor when he was 38 after Qin had conquered all of the other warring states and unified all of China. Rather than maintain the title of king borne by the previous Shang and Zhao rulers, he ruled as the first emperor of the Qin, I'm saying that so wrong, dynasty from 221 to 210 BC. His self-invented title, emperor, would continue to be borne by Chinese rulers for the next 2 millennia. So that's the guy that they're basing this guy off of.
Okay.
So, on that note, the Emperor of China.
We don't see a lot of him in this movie is the only problem.
You kind of see some split-second decisions. You do see that he's very prideful.
True.
He will not bow down.
Oh, I loved that line.
He's
A mountain
like,
will not bow. Just
no
because
matter how strong the wind howls,
that
the mountain will not bow to it.
Yeah.
He says
Come on.
cannot, though.
He cannot.
He says cannot. Because in his mind,
He can't.
he can't.
He just can't do
He
it.
is the
Yeah.
Emperor of China, and he cannot let his people down like that.
He's a fucking Gryffindor shit.
I don't know. So, he could be, definitely. But there's the one part, too, in the very beginning when they're like, Emperor, whatever, name. I don't know if they give him a name. But, oh, Emperor, let us put some more guards on your castle. And he says, no, send them out to protect my people.
That's very Gryffindor.
It can be very Gryffindor.
It's also
Yeah.
very strategic.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
It
It's like
is.
that's kind of, as the emperor, what is your job? Protect the people.
Yeah. I loved too, he right after that like epic, like crazy good line of the one we just said,
He
the
just runs
mountain
away.
cannot bow to it. Li Shang pops up and starts fighting, and he just kind of like wanders off. Like he
Yep.
doesn't run or
He
anything.
calmly, he just like steps out of the way. Just like, let me get out of the
All
way.
right.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I love it. That's actually what I was thinking about too. Like, he's not like in any rush. He's not hurried to run away to get away from the fight. He's just like, let me just get out of the way so you can do your thing.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know?
He's very relaxed.
How do we want to deal with how extra he was at the end of this movie, though? He came walking down those steps, venting and yelling, and then he was just like,
Was he
But
yelling,
good job.
though? I don't think
He wasn't yelling. He was very
wasn't.
calm.
He was calm. He was very collected.
was
Yeah,
he? Because
Yes.
I remember him saying, destroyed the palace and
No,
saved
he
all of
doesn't.
us.
He
I'm-
said it very kindly
He
though.
said
He
it
said
very-
that, but he said it very much, you destroyed my palace.
Yeah.
And, because she flinched at him when he said and.
Well, yeah,
I
he-
specifically
It's
remember
the
her.
emperor.
because the emperor is scolding her. He's not yelling, but he's still
Yeah.
scolding her.
Okay.
You're doing a did you put your name in the goblet of fire in your brain?
I
Yeah.
am.
You are.
You
I
really
really
are.
am.
You really are, because he wasn't like calm and serene. Like, you could tell he was kind of agitated,
Well,
but
yeah.
he wasn't yelling at her. He didn't
Gotcha.
raise his voice.
No, he did not. He was very calm the whole way through. That was a good scene. I liked that
I
scene.
love it. I just all of the scenes with the emperor are pretty good. He's a good character.
He is.
Yes, he is.
He's also very, very wise.
Yes.
That's something to very much consider when we're looking at him is
Yeah.
his amount of wiseness is a new word that I'm creating right now.
I like
the
it.
amount of poise that he has as well.
Because he's also extremely old.
He is very
Yes.
old.
He's a wise old man,
Yes, he
Which
is.
you need it in these kind of movies.
which is kind of leading me towards Ravenclaw.
I don't know. Like, I don't see enough Ravenclaw attributes. I very much see just an old, experienced Gryffindor.
Another traumatized Gryffindor.
I mean, we do a lot of them.
I
But-
don't think he's
'cause, like,
traumatized, just experience.
We don't know.
'cause, I mean,
Again,
honestly,
we don't have a lot
that-
to go on.
Because, like, when we do see him, he reminds me, like, the poise he keeps, though, does remind me a lot of Dumbledore when he's dealing with Tom Riddle. Or when he's dealing with Voldemort.
Yeah, that's
Kind
like
of,
the
yeah.
comparisons I have in my head right now. I'm like, who can I
Yeah.
compare this guy to?
He just reminds me of Dumbledore. It's like,
Mufasa.
I'm just talk to you. I'm sorry, I'm going to call
I
you.
was thinking of Mufasa and Dumbledore.
Exactly.
TBH.
Because, like, I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to call you Tom Riddle, because that is your name. I'm not going to get mad at you. I'll fight you if I have to. But I have no point of getting mad at you, or yelling at you,
Yeah, there's
or
no
fighting
point.
you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
bow to you. Like, that's kind of like, honestly, that's kind of his thing. And for the Emperor, it's, I'm not going to bow to you. For Dumbledore, it's, I'm not going to give you the pleasure of calling you by this new moniker that you gave yourself. You are Tom Riddle.
Moniker. I like that.
Because that's what it is.
It is.
That's
So
all
what
it
are you
is.
guys feeling?
Stage
Are
name.
we feeling Gryffindor?
I'm feeling old Gryffindor for
Yeah.
me personally, but
Mm-hmm.
I can hear arguments for other ones, but that's just kind of where I'm leaning.
Ron.
Same.
Honestly, yeah, I could see Gryffindor. I could see Hufflepuff too, just because of how much
Mm-hmm.
care he puts for his country and his nation and everything. But he's also in a position of power, so
He's
it's
also-
like it could just be bravery of like I'm not going to let my own needs come up ahead of my people's needs.
Yeah, because also it's like if he bows, he's recognizing him as like more powerful, and therefore like what's gonna happen to his people.
Exactly,
Like,
he's
his
putting
people
his
are gonna
people.
submit too.
In front of all of those people, if they saw the Emperor
Exactly.
bow to him, it'd be over.
Exactly, he would be putting his people at this invader's mercy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
Also, he's a little shit, by the way. when he was like, "Oh, you could be part of my council," and Homeboy was like, "There aren't any positions on the open." Positions on the council open. He's like, "Fine,
That
you can
fool.
have his job."
yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That was enjoyable.
And that's very Gryffindor. He's like, "Fine, you're fired. You want his job?"
Real.
This is true.
All right.
Yeah, I'm seeing old Gryffindor
I'm
now.
seeing a very old Gryffindor.
It's just an
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah,
Gryffindor.
he's just when
He's
you
seen some shit and like
Exactly.
he's like unfazed.
Honestly, I kind of just got the image. I don't know if you guys watched I think it's the 84 or 64 Robin Hood, like the cartoon.
Yes.
You guys know when the actual king comes back, like the little lion's brother,
oh
the
Yeah.
actual
yeah.
like actual lion with the actual hair.
Yep.
That's
Richard
what
the
I
Lionheart,
get when I
yeah.
see this guy, just because like I was like picturing the robes and then I pictured this lion.
That's
but
fair.
it kind of fits.
Yeah.
I can get that.
So
Are we all agreed?
the Emperor of China.
Gryffindor!
All right, and then next on the list is Li Shang.
Hey, Li Shang.
Heck,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Hold on.
Yas, yas, and yas.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a moment for young
For all of us.
All of us.
all of us. in
For
the
young
room.
all of us.
For
young
young
all of
every
us.
person in this room.
Well,
I
as the
know.
only dude here, I can attest. That was a moment where I realized, huh,
Hey.
interesting.
Yeah, fair.
Props to the animators.
Yes.
Honestly, though.
Right.
Yes.
So, okay, speaking of that particular shirtless moment we're all thinking about, you did not need to take your shirt off, bro.
No,
No.
he did not.
No.
How he's working out though. Guys sometimes take
Okay,
their shirts
ain't
off when
nobody
they
else
work
in the
out.
camp taking their shirts off.
He's also their boss. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
This is true.
Yeah,
but
it's
you
kind of like a
still
power
don't-
thing.
It's
I
honestly,
think that's that
it's a power
pride.
play. It's a power play.
Yeah, it's a power play.
It probably is.
Like, when you
He's
guys
like,
look-
look how ripped I am. Y'all, I need to catch up.
I mean, the whole movie, he's just trying to prove himself the same as Mulan.
3 tomatoes, 3 of them.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
they're
Pomegranates, BT dubs. not
Oh my God,
tomatoes.
I had no clue what you were talking about for a second. I was like, what?
I didn't.
Yep.
Are you
Words right now.
he shows off a lot.
He
Yeah.
does.
But to be fair, I think that's also a motivational factor.
Yeah.
Because he kind of is like, look, this is what I can do. You guys are all starting off. I need you guys to get to this level before we go to war.
Any
Yeah.
Get
martial
on my
arts
level.
any martial arts class I've taken, the teacher has like definitely shown us like these are the advanced moves. You're not doing this yet, but this is what you can do.
Exactly. It's just kind of a thing. It's like, here, this is what you can get to. Here's what you need to work towards.
Yeah, this is what you can look forward to doing.
But we also see a lot because his dad's a freaking general, right? He also has to like uphold the family name in that way. And since the emperor's right-hand man is watching you train these new recruits,
And it's supposed to decide when you are ready to
You
join
gotta do what you
battle.
can.
Yeah.
so like he has a lot to shoulder with those broad shoulders of his.
Yes.
That is very
As your wife.
well defined. Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Hermione, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good.
Agreeing with everything I say. 'Cause
I'm
she
sure
knows
she's
I'm right.
agreeing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So, what are you guys feeling?
Like, the whole movie, he's trying to just prove himself, not just to his dad, but to the emperor's advisor or whatever he is.
And to himself too, it seems.
To himself, I mean, and also to his troops. Like, he's just trying to prove himself. He is very prideful.
Mm-hmm.
He is very show-offy.
Freaking 3 pomegranates.
Dude, 3 pomegranates, a shirt off, carrying Mulan's buckets of water.
I forgot about that.
the rock thing where they throw it at him and he
Yep.
just deflects them all with a staff. I mean, I think we're all thinking Gryffindor?
Gryffindor.
Probably.
Because
Gryffindor.
he doesn't show too much strategy.
No,
No,
He doesn't
he's kind of
show
impulsive.
cunningness.
No, he's very
He
straightforward.
getting
doesn't. I
jocked
mean, there's not
Yeah.
really anywhere for him to show his loyalty except at the end where he joins them in climbing the columns to infiltrate, and it's not until the end where he's kind of like bashful when he goes looking for Mulan at the end.
It's actually
And
really
I think
funny.
that's just a very Gryffindor trait, you
Yeah.
know? They just, that's how they decided to portray him.
Oh yeah, he's
And
very impulsive. He's
Yeah, he
very
Mm-hmm.
he's very prideful.
Yep.
Pig-headed.
Especially like when we find out Mulan's a lady, what he does in that situation.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know,
He
that's
throws the sword
true.
down and says, "A life for a life, my debt is repaid," and walks away.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can we also talk about that as his moment where he realized he was bisexual instead of gay? Because like he was
Yes.
that was heartbreaking.
where he's like, oh
baby,
shit,
that
okay, I'm
face.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
When he got kicked in the face is when he went, shit, I'm gay.
Ooh,
yeah.
Accurate.
And
that
then-
grin.
that look on his face. Yeah.
my
No,
God.
when he
yes.
got knocked down.
Yeah, he
He
looked.
was on the
Exactly. Yeah,
floor.
I want to be
That was
grinned at
it.
like
That was
that.
it.
She
Yeah.
kicked him in the face.
And then he
know.
got yeah, he got
And he
knocked
looked
on his
up, holding
butt.
his jaw, like, "Oh, damn."
Like, oh shit.
He's like, what is this feeling?
And then his heart got broken and he also realized like, oh shit, I'm bi.
No, I
Well,
think
I don't
it
even
was
think
more
that's.
of like,
I don't think that's the moment he realized he was bi, because he thought she was a dude the whole time. It's later on.
This
I
is true.
think it
Once he's
was-
forgiven her.
I think
Exactly.
he's like more like, oh shit, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, you're a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
What am
Yeah.
I?
Well, he's
He's like, what just happened?
part of it was too because she betrayed him. He was heartbroken in
Yes.
that
Oh
moment.
yeah, obviously that's.
There was a lot going on in that moment.
Yeah, we can really
They were in the
analyze that.
mountain. There was a storm. There was a lot of snow.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she was in bandages.
Yes, she was.
But then
them
he like
curves.
fucking leaves her behind. Like
In the snow.
he didn't outright kill her,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of just abandoned her to die in the snow. You know, like just
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
They
he
at
still
least
didn't
left her
kill
her
her.
horse
and a tent
and a tent.
and her lizard.
Did they know about the lizard at that? Did they
No,
know about
no.
I
Mushu
don't
yet?
think
I don't
They
think
did.
anyone knows about Mushu. I think he's just like a spirit.
Watch the whole time he wasn't even moving. It was just a little like toy on her back.
Well, because then he meets Mushu at the end.
Oh yeah.
Does he?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't.
I don't remember.
No,
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 he
he doesn't.
doesn't.
He meets Mushu at the end of 2. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's the end of the second movie. I forgot about that. My bad.
So yeah.
Yeah. Gryffindor?
Gryffindor.
I'm still leaning Gryffindor. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Li Shang.
Gryffindor!
And next up is the indomitable, the pleasurable Mushu.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Mushu.
I love him
I
so
love
much.
him.
My ancestor sent a lizard to protect me.
I am a dragon baby.
Pocket sized for your convenience.
He's like,
Best
I'm
quotes.
not a snake. I don't do that tongue thing.
And then does the
He
tongue
does
thing.
the tongue thing.
Can we all just
So,
say
yeah,
how happy
getting
we
into
are
that
to have had Eddie Murphy play this role?
Oh god, yes. He's like, it's like Robin Williams for Genie.
He's
yeah.
he's the genie of this movie.
Except that he got to do it twice.
He did?
Yeah,
Second
he
movie.
did this and he
He
did
did.
Donkey.
Huh?
Oh yeah, he's also Donkey and Shrek.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's so
Damn, legendary.
I know, right?
Okay, so Mushu. Fucking Mushu. He's a Slytherin.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah, I
you.
can't even argue with you.
He's a
I'm
Slytherin.
so
like,
excited to
he
say this.
fucking-
Right.
I don't think he meant to, but he like destroyed the actual guardian that they wanted to send.
Well,
And
here's
then, like,
the thing.
Usurps the thing. He's just kind of like quick thinking.
Can
on
we
his
talk
feet.
about that? What did they really expect to happen from that thing? Like, if he woke up to the sound of like, "Hey, Mushu," and this guy didn't like wake up to anything, like, was he supposed to? Like, I'm still curious about that.
So there's a fan theory that the stone dragon was just that, a stone dragon. When they sent the great dragon out to protect the family, it was actually Mulan. Because every time we see Mulan in her protective role, there is a dragon of some description in that scene. Whether it's the great stone dragon in the background, the dragon on the sword. I think Mushu was also one of them. So like whenever we actually hear them talking about the great stone dragon, Mulan is like there.
Ooh,
Interesting.
you kind of gave me chills.
I like
So
that.
that's a fan theory that I heard. I haven't actually looked into see if it's actually what the creators of the movie meant, but that's a very big fan theory that I've read on like
That
Tumblr going
I
around the
would have
internet.
been
Appreciate it.
awesome
So-
to know before we watched it for this discussion. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to keep that in mind next time I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very
He does though.
interesting.
He spends the entire movie lying his ass off.
Yep.
Yep.
So
By the
he
skin
can-
of his teeth.
Oh my
he
gosh.
freaking makes Cricket typewrite a letter to
Send these people to war.
and then he okay
Because
so
it
Khan-
ruined his plans.
Yep. He
then
created the freaking
Khan
Panda
wouldn't-
Man thing.
Yeah, Khan wouldn't give him a ride, so he had to find a panda.
It built the
I don't
freaking-
know whose armor he stole.
That was going to be my
do
question.
it.
Where did he get the panda?
It's China.
It's
Apparently, they're
China?
just all over the place.
I mean,
I don't fucking know.
what? You ain't never seen a black and white before?
Ah, to slap you.
I love it, and only he could have said that line too. Like,
Accurate. Accurate.
And
And then he goes in when Mulan's about to get caught bathing naked in the freaking lake. He
He
goes and bites.
What's his name's butt?
Is it
Ling.
Ling?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's Ling. Oh man.
And then proceeds to
Yes.
like put a whole tube of toothpaste and brush his
Yep.
teeth.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't no argument.
I think he's a Slytherin.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
another point that's actually really funny. He doesn't mind chiding Mulan at every moment. When she
Oh,
shoots
wasn't
the
I told
rocket
you
at the
so?
mountain and miss, like he thought she was aiming at Homeboy, but she was aiming at the mountain. And he was like, "How did you miss? He was right there in front of you." As he's flying to his death, like
Yeah.
I mean, he is a spirit guardian. Like, he probably knew he wasn't going to die.
that. But I'm just like, he's just
Which is why he knew he could keep giving her shit as he
Yeah.
went on.
not gonna lie.
Also, like he keeps like a second guessing Cricket's luckiness, and then at that point when they get like the arrow or something, or no, I don't remember.
It was the
one
arrow
He's
on the
like,
lucky
"Oh,
string.
you
Cricket.
are. You can sit right next to me."
Oh yeah, he pulls him out of the snow, puts him on the back of Khan, and it's like,
Yeah.
you can sit right here with me.
No, it's not when he pulls them out of the snow. He pulls them out of the snow when they're riding on the shield.
The
And
shield.
then
Yeah.
they're like, we need help. What are we going to do? And then the arrow lands there. And he's like, oh, you are lucky. Like, shit. Come see
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
that was
yeah.
nice.
That was yep.
He's very focused on self-preservation.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
the whole
much.
reason
That's a
he's
very
doing
Slytherin
everything
trait.
is to get back on his pedestal.
Yeah.
But he does. I mean, he rescues Cricket as he's escaping, and he's helping Mulan along the way. Yeah, it is to help his own gains, like his own goals, but he's taking care of them in his way at the same time.
Of his own. He's
Slytherins
taking care
take
of his
care
own.
of them in their own.
Because they become their own. As
Exactly.
he approves of Cricket.
Exactly.
As
Yeah.
he, because he's already attached to Mulan. She's already his own.
Yeah.
And he
Cricket-
is so
like, he
freaking
From the
gives
extra.
shit
beginning,
to
he's such a
Cricket,
mama, too.
And then he's like, all right, I've approved of you. I'm going to take care of you now.
Yep.
Like, he makes her breakfast with, like, and it's happier. We're smiling
happy
at
to see you.
And, like, literally stuffs the eggs and the bacon in her mouth.
Can I also point out how he basically tried to help her cheat through every single test they were taking?
But he
Yeah.
only made things worse.
Okay,
did, but he
also,
attempted.
Yes.
when she's trying to give him a freaking name in front of the entire freaking army,
He's
and
off
he's
doing his
over
own
here
monologue.
cracking jokes.
Yes, he is.
He's over here cracking jokes.
I love him.
Oh my god, yes.
He has. I think I got a lot of my sense of humor from him because everything he does in
Didn't
this
we
movie
all?
is some shit that I would do. Like when he goes and scares the dudes at the fireworks stand. He's like,
Oh,
"What are
yes.
you?
Your worst nightmare."
I was like, oh my god, he's so fucking extra.
He's a lot. So,
He's such a freaking Slytherin.
yep.
Yep.
He's such a peacock.
Oh, he is.
It just helps that he's a lizard.
So,
I don't do that tongue thing.
Run.
So, Mushu.
Slytherin!
All right. Next up is Yao.
Yow.
For those of you who do not remember, this is the short angry man.
For angry man.
Yow.
And with that said,
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
He's
Gryffindor. He is the
Gryffindor.
embodiment
He is
of
the hothead. He is kind of funny sometimes.
just turns around and punches a dude.
Yeah.
Only gets calmed down by his very kind friend, boo da bee da boo da. While he's literally holding
Yes.
him as
Yep.
he is red hot, and then chills the fuck
Yep.
out.
Yeah. You're not worth it.
You're not worth it. freaking love his voice too.
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
there's much to talk about here.
There's really
Yeah.
not. Everything he
just
does is
is.
Gryffindor-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wants to show off for the ladies.
I thought that was Ling.
Well, because he was like in the song, and she'll like admire my battle scars or something like that
yeah,
was
yeah,
him.
yeah.
He just like puffs out his chest.
Yes.
Yeah. They all wanted to show off for the
I mean,
ladies.
he has short man syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yes.
does. Hardcore,
Little
which
big
just
man, yep.
which just leads to Gryffindor.
And he's hilarious. And the
he's
only
funny.
wait, was it? And the only woman loves him is his
Mother.
mother.
Yeah, his mother.
So yeah, that was easy.
Yep.
Gryffindor, bye.
Yow.
Gryffindor!
All right. Next up then is Ling, who is the tall, skinny one.
Oh god.
The Chandler of the group.
Yup.
The
I liked
ding-a-ling,
him.
if you
The
will.
ding-a-ling.
Oh, that's excellent.
I love Ling.
Honestly, out of the list, he was the last one that I
I don't know.
sorted, and
mean,
I went with Hufflepuff.
Okay, explain.
I have no idea.
He's just
Love it.
he's just funny. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. He's the funny one. He's the joke cracker.
But I mean, so is Ron? I don't know.
Me?
No,
No, not you. Like
actual
Ron.
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 Oh.
Ron Weasley.
The reason you have the name.
I was like, I mean, yes, but
Their
also...
favorite?
Your namesake.
Yes.
He does have some good jokes, and he is kind of like the comic relief at times.
He's the comic, yeah. I'm like, we don't really get much of his personality outside of he wants women to laugh at his jokes. Like, he wants to be funny.
in the movie.
In the movies, anyway, yeah.
And that he skipped PE.
Hey, skipped
Yes.
me. You forgot about that.
I don't know. I can see Hufflepuff.
It might just be his voice, but for some reason I keep thinking Ravenclaw.
Why?
Again, it might just be his voice and the fact that he skipped PE, and I could see him like being the nerd that was like, no, I don't want to go work out. I want to hide under the bleachers and read a book.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Fair.
I could also, I guess, see him as a goofy Gryffindor.
That's
if
kind of what
kinda
I was
you were
thinking.
Which
going
is fair.
for, Luna. I don't know. You can,
I'm trying to think
See,
of...
he's tough. That's why he was the last one I sorted.
He's a tough one.
He kind of fits into that other category, which we
Yeah.
tend to just shove.
Muggles?
Yeah.
We tend to shove the others into Hufflepuff a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's fair. I apologize
miscellaneous
for doing
Well,
that.
category.
because
That's not fair to
Hufflepuff is
Hufflepuffs.
just unique. Like I can't.
And
get
again,
too much
we
of a
just
beat on that.
we just sorted our titular character in Hufflepuff.
That is true.
And I do
They're
want to
badass.
say, I think everybody here agrees Hufflepuff is probably one of the best houses. At
Oh,
Hogwarts.
yeah.
oh, for
I think
sure,
it's like the best house there. It's just none of us were lucky enough to be put into that house.
dude.
Not until after a lot of medication.
Yes.
Accurate.
So,
I don't know where to put, because like literally the personality they gave him was just you're funny.
What's the term for the wizards that don't?
Squib.
There we go.
I don't
Is he a
think
squib?
he's a squib. I don't think he's a
think
squib.
so.
No, actually, I take that back because he does become a little badass. He
does.
in his
Does.
dress. He does.
Oh,
get
when
that
he's in the
move.
dress, that's
He
true.
gets
Yeah.
that move down, and let's just say the drag queens here. Oof.
Oh yeah,
Oh
when we
my
get
God,
to
yes.
can we talk
yeah.
about that for a second?
He's also
Yeah.
isn't he the one that
So-
drops the apple on that?
yeah.
he is. So that you
Yeah.
guys know, the people watching on YouTube will know, but the people that are recording right now, the pictures that I grabbed for these guys are all their drag pictures because I couldn't resist.
Thank
Of
you.
So that's the
course.
picture we're
Hell
looking
yeah.
at.
I appreciate you
As
doing that. Thank you very much.
Should be.
Accurate. Yeah.
That's kind of how I think about them, anyways.
Okay, maybe we can just think about those moments because again, those are like those quick action moments where you gotta think and.
So then Gryffindor, because he's the one that started the fight.
He is the one that kind of started the fight, and too. There's that one bit in the beginning where he's like egging Yao on.
That's true.
I think Gryffindor.
He is definitely like Yao's wingman.
Yeah, Yao like punched the one dude
It's his
after
hype
he was
man.
like,
Hype
remember he
man's
had
a better
the
word, yeah.
tattoo.
Yep.
He had the dragon tattoo.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Yao
Yeah.
punched him, and he was like, "I hope you got your money back."
Accurate.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think the moment that I saw Hufflepuff, now I'm remembering because I was doing this as I was watching the movie, was when they were in the water and they did find Ping, Mulan, in there and they were like, we should just start this over. And it was him. He was the one that was like
That's
being
true.
outgoing and being more friendly and then being welcoming of Ping and being like, I think Ping and I can take you on. You know what I mean? I think that's where I got the very friendly, welcoming, like
That's true.
Hufflepuff part of him. But I guess I could see.
That could also be very Gryffindor.
Yeah, that's what I
'Cause
meant. Like, that
Gryffindors
could
can
be at the
definitely be
outgoing
friendly.
Gryffindor part.
Because I can be like, hey, let's just kind of like, you seem like you're good, like you're progressing, I guess, or like you could be a good person or a good addition to our group. You know?
I mean, I'm very welcoming of random people and I'm a
Yeah.
Gryffindor, so. But
I-
again, I just wanted to say that.
yeah, I still say Gryffindor.
I think I have to agree. Just with what we see of him,
Yeah,
I see some Gryffindor traits in him.
I do agree.
So is that what we're going with?
Yep.
I think
Does
so.
everybody agree? I'm like, unless we have any other counterpoints, I think I have to agree.
Hermione, do you have anything to add
Hermione, do
or
we agree?
subtract?
No, I think you guys hit it right on the nail.
Dope.
Okay, so Ling
Gryffindor!
and Chen Po is next.
Hufflepuff.
Who is the cutest bean?
Oh, I love
I think he's like my favorite.
He is my
After
favorite of the
Mushu, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
beef, pork,
Chicken. He's the one who calms down Meow.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi do Buddha.
It was very cute.
And then when they do the arrow thing and like everyone's trying to pull up Mulan on Khan with Shang and
He's just very
he just
peacefully.
picks everyone up
Including
and-
the horse.
and just pulls them all up.
Literally, can we just like add that up?
How much weight is
How
that?
much weight is
That's
that?
How many grown ass men were
So-
on there plus a whole horse?
Okay, like, the horse by itself is a couple 100 pounds. Like I want to say at least like 400 or 500 pounds right there. I don't know.
So that's not fat on him. That's all pure muscle.
And
And he
bone.
climbed up the pillar on a
climbed
dress.
up.
In a dress.
Yes, he
He
did.
did.
Like
And he is a very voluminous person.
He's great.
the watermelons.
oh my god, I
He's
cracked up.
okay. I gotta go Hufflepuff,
Yeah, Hufflepuff.
Yeah, he's not a hard one to sort.
but for like all the good reasons.
Yeah.
He's just like I really want him as my friend. He's like
I want to cuddle with him.
yeah.
I just want to cuddle in those big arms.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll cook for you.
Right?
You caught that. Yeah, I had him on here as Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Chen Po.
Hufflepuff!
And last but never ever least, well, sometimes least, Shan Yu,
Ah, yes.
the bad guy.
Gryffindor. Gryffindor gone bad.
Evil Gryffindor? I don't know. I think evil Ravenclaw.
I think,
Cause dude, even like right at the beginning, he lets that dude light the fire. He's like, "Yeah, I want them to know I'm here." Like
That's
it's
a
part
very
of his
Gryffindor trait, though.
It's part of his strategy, though.
That's fair.
He's very strategic.
He also
very
like he has two
strategic.
dudes send a message to the Emperor. He's like, how many people does it take to send the message again?
Oh yeah,
Just one. Okay, cool.
One.
And
That was a
then
hell of a line.
and then like how they
The black
infiltrate.
screen.
He has a handful of men, and he still infiltrates the fucking Emperor's palace.
And gets right in front of him in a freaking dragon costume. You're right.
He just swings down and goes, boo.
Yeah, and then I think I don't know. This is
I'm kind
more
of catching the
Gryffindor
Gryffindor
thing.
part, the prideful, evil Gryffindor, because I kind of had him down as Slytherin.
Yeah.
Because he is very strategic, and it's like, how dare he put up a wall and challenge me? But
That
I
right
guess-
there. The whole point of all of this was to just show that I can get over this wall.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that Gryffindor or is that Slytherin?
I'd say that's the pride of a Gryffindor.
I think that's both.
It's
Yeah,
both.
okay.
Honestly, I
Thank
could
you for
see both.
understanding why I'm stuck.
Yeah, I could see both doing that.
And he is
Also-
very clever.
The
Exactly.
moment Mulan deflects all his anger towards herself, like he realizes that no, it wasn't Shang, it was a woman that beat
Soldier
you.
from the mountain.
He didn't even say woman. He just
Yeah,
said,
he said
the
the
soldier
soldier
from
from
the
the
mountain.
No, and that was actually a pretty cool thing too,
Yeah.
because I didn't pick up on it as a kid. Obviously, I didn't know any of this as a kid.
Yep.
But again, he is a Mongolian, and Mongolians didn't have this dichotomy of women can't be in the army, men
Yeah,
can't,
that's true,
cook
that's
and
true.
clean. So for him, it probably didn't even register to him that
No.
she was a woman. It
was
just
just
like
like-
just a
actually.
soldier.
Yeah, he was just like, my target just switched. Because he literally
Yeah.
tossed Shang to the side.
Yeah, he like literally lets go
Yeah,
of him
his
and
Fuck
just
you,
walks.
I don't
His
care about you.
focus,
I want the
like-
guy that took my army out.
Yep.
Or the soldier,
soldier.
that took my army out.
Yep.
Exactly.
So where does that put him?
I feel like
So does-
like I'm leaning towards Slytherin again because he has, and it's something
That
I've
singular
realized.
focus.
It's something that I've realized. When you take the pride of a Gryffindor and the brains of a
Ravenclaw.
you kind of get a Slytherin.
You know?
Actually,
I kind of
I
like
could
that
see that.
formula.
I see it. I see
I like.
it.
Freaking
I'm
And the
noticing
loyalty,
that.
Now that library
and the
and the
loyalty
broom
of a
makes sense.
Hufflepuff.
And Slytherin is just like take these three parts of the other houses. Boom, you have a Slytherin.
Shit,
You know,
you're not wrong.
It's this equation
I
I've noticed.
don't think though.
Because I think he was loyal to his army. Because the second he realizes it's happening, what happened, the first thing he does is just let out a heartbreaking scream.
Well, yeah, but that's because his plans are crumbling.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it because of his men, or is it because his plans aren't happening.
I go back to what I said about the soldier from the mountains. What did he want the revenge because he took out his whole army, or because it ruined his plans?
That, because even
I
with the
think
five
it
people,
ruined his plan.
even with the
Ruined his
5 people, he
plans.
could still kill the emperor right here, right now, if he had just done it. Mm-hmm. Like his plan still could have definitely happened.
Did he just have a was he just holding a grudge?
Also, he could have just killed the emperor outright, but he wanted him to bow.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where the pride came in.
Honestly, I'm kind of seeing more Ravenclaw. I'm leaning more towards Ravenclaw because he's very clever. I don't feel that he has that cunning because he could have taken over. If he wanted to, he could have taken over there, and he could have just cut this guy's head off and been done. And instead he's just like, I want you to bow, I want you to submit, which could be a pride thing, but like, he is still very clever throughout the whole thing. He plays it off very well. He has a plan and he sticks to it. Mm-hmm. And he also, though, is just not, like I said, he's not very cutting in. I don't think he's very ambitious, too. Like, he wants what he wants, but he doesn't want a whole lot. He just wants to, like, rub it in this guy's face. That's all he's after here.
Also, can I just add, I think it is a bit strategic. I've always thought it was strategic because I thought his goal was, like, to infiltrate and to have the emperor bow to him. But, like, also, if your leader submits to another, it's a lot less bloodshed to take over the country. Mm-hmm. Like, than if I just outright kill your leader,
That's a war.
there might still be an uprising.
Yeah.
And it's less likely if the leader submits, because it's like your leader is saying, I am now your leader.
Yep.
So it would be harder for people to rise up against them.
And I have a
that's
question.
That's a very smart way to do it, rather
That's
than
a
that
very
bloodthirsty.
strategic. Yeah, it's a
I do have a question, because I know in Japan the emperor was always thought of as like part god, correct?
Yes.
Is that the same thing in China?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm honestly not.
I don't think they were necessarily thought of as God, but they were maybe like divinely chosen.
Well, a lot of
Like the divine right to rule.
Aren't they royal?
A lot of areas. It wasn't just Japan. There was a lot of places.
Well, yeah.
Rome, I know. A lot of European places where they were either thought to be connected to God themselves or gods or whoever they believed in, or they were thought to be the descendants of the gods.
Like in Egypt, for
Yeah.
sure. So I wasn't
Or
sure.
the reincarnation of gods.
Of gods, exactly. So I wasn't sure where China landed back in the day. I was like, is he divinely chosen or is he actually divine? Because whichever one it is would make him bowing that
Even
much
worse,
more.
yeah.
Exactly.
Not like worse, but like meaningful
It would
or
make
valuable.
that exactly.
Especially to a bunch of Mongolians.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
basically like
so
the
when
first
you're-
Vikings. So.
Yeah.
Because they did think of them as barbarians.
Yep.
Yeah,
The Mongol
exactly.
horde.
Yeah, they were
Uncivilized.
barbarians as opposed to like
go into war.
as opposed to like these cultured people.
Yep.
So where are we putting him?
I can see
I see
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
I can see Ravenclaw. I still think he has that level of pride, but I can go back and forth between Slytherin or Ravenclaw, honestly.
Sorry, really quickly. So in China, it was believed that they were mandated by heaven
Okay.
as the
So divinely
not
chosen.
actually divine,
Yeah.
but rather ruling on behalf of the gods on Earth, and that when they died, they would essentially go up and further serve the gods.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so chosen.
So divinely chosen. Okay, so yeah, that would make that him bowing, saying basically
Even more
this
significant.
This is the will of the gods.
Yeah.
If he's supposed to be serving on their
So
behalf.
I say Ravenclaw.
That makes that
because
yeah.
he realizes that he doesn't have the army to take over anymore.
Yep.
He doesn't have the brute force anymore.
So we have to do this stealthily.
All right, I agree.
So I can agree with that.
Okay.
Hermione.
Agreed.
So Shan Yu.
Ravenclaw.
And that wraps us up for this one, guys. So, we've got our list here. It looks like in Gryffindor, we have the Emperor of China, Li Shang, Yao, and Ling.
Yep, not a bad list.
In Hufflepuff, we have Fa Mulan and Chen Po.
Nice.
Oh, I love that.
I honestly I adore
absolutely
that.
love
That's
it.
great.
In Ravenclaw, we have Shan Yu.
It's a good list. Good name to add to that list.
Yeah. And in Slytherin, we have Mushu.
I will take him.
Mushu.
I will take him.
Okay,
That's
okay,
fine.
but can I just point out again that it's happened a couple of times now where there's two houses that have the majority of the cast, and then there's like the other two houses that only have like one. I don't know. I think that's interesting in the dynamics of a cast of characters.
To be fair, in this one specifically, half of the characters are in Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the titular character is a Hufflepuff.
I love
Yes.
it. Honestly, I love that.
I'm honestly really happy with.
Yeah.
Because it's rare that the main character is a Hufflepuff.
It's not a Slytherin
it's
or a
great.
Gryffindor.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all we got for you.
Woohoo!
We will see you guys next time. Signing off. This is Ron.
This is Fred.
Peeves.
Luna.
Hermione.
Bye.
Catch you guys next time.
See ya.